Hi guys, this is Lynn from Bypass to a Leaner Lynn coming at you with a tag. I've been tagged by Numi, and she was tagged by Diva D Diva D or Danielle. Uh, if I knew how to put those sound effects, it'd be the empty space sound going on here. But at any rate, this is a weight loss journey tag, and it's got a bunch of questions that I'm going to answer. Question one: when did you start gaining weight? Well, probably I grew up the skinny kid, okay? I was underweight all my life growing up. Um, when I went off to college, I gained a little bit, but not a lot. I think. Well, I don't know. When I joined the Army when I was 24, I think I was 24, uh, to get so I could get the GI Bill so I could get my master's degree. Um, I was, I weighed 118 pounds. I mean, I just squeaked in. I mean, I was at the very bottom of my weight class or my weight for my height or my BMI, whatever. But at any rate, I got pregnant, and that I was stationed out at this really isolated site in the middle of nowhere. And because I had no intentions of remaining in the military, I never bothered with going officer. I just went enlisted. Um, Probably should have gone officer, but I don't know. Who cares? I didn't spend that long in the military. It was a good experience, and I learned a lot, and I got to travel, so that was good. But at any rate, back to the subject. Right, I'm rambling. Um, I was stationed at this isolated site in the middle of nowhere, and we bought our own food and we cooked our own meals. There was not a cafeteria set up at all, a mess hall. See, that's how long I've been out of the military. I can't remember that a cafeteria in the military is called mess hall. There was no mess hall, so you cooked. And I was notorious for buying food and eating a little bit and putting it back in the refrigerator and then finishing it off later or on another day. And, I had little storage containers even then. I just didn't eat a lot. And and when I got pregnant, I had gotten a steak and I ate the whole thing, the whole mashed potato and a salad. And everybody just looked at me and they said, "I can't believe you ate everything." So that's kind of a description of before pregnancy and after pregnancy. I had a lot more appetite after I got pregnant. And and I gained 64 pounds while I was pregnant. And I mean, I was clueless. And so I weighed, I don't know, I didn't weigh over 200. I probably about 180 pounds when I had my daughter, somewhere around there. But I had gained a lot of weight. And from then on, it was a bit more of a struggle because I had found an appetite that I had never had, and I had always been the type that when I was full, I stopped eating. I'm done. And it wasn't like that after my pregnancy. I would eat and eat past full, and it was also at a very stressful time in my life. And so I don't know whether, my mind, and it was stressful being pregnant in the military. And I don't know whether, I had these I started associating food with emotions and stress eating then or not. And I had never thought about that until I made this video, started to make this video anyway. But I just didn't, and I mean, I would, lose a little bit of weight because I had to maintain, I couldn't go over, I think, 145 pounds. Or, and they gave me a little time after the pregnancy to lose the weight. But, so I wasn't, just, I was within my a normal BMI, and I was 5'3" at the time. I'm now 5'2". Actually, I'm 5'1 3/4", but I just rounded up to 5'2" because that's a lot easier. So I lost 1.25 inches somewhere in my life. But at any rate, so I mean, I stayed within my BMI. But it was hard work, because if I knew I was going to have to be weighed in, I would, because then you get a warning and you had so long to lose the weight, yada, yada. And so, I don't know. And then after I got out of the military, I went to graduate school, and that was difficult. It was a stressful time. I was a single parent going to school, lots of studying, and lots of tests, and I'm, your typical overachiever. I mean, I graduated from my master's program with a 3.9 average, and I'm not bragging. It's just that's how driven I was, to achieve. It wasn't, because I just spent a lot of time studying. And so I started gaining more weight then, but I never had a horrible weight problem. I think I had lost like 30 pounds. And then I decided, well, I've lost this weight, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lose and I'm going to quit smoking. And I quit smoking, and oh man, I was hungry. Anybody that says that smoking is not an appetite suppressant, they're wrong. And after that, and I was 39 when I quit smoking, and so I just ballooned. I quit smoking on March 9th, 1990, and I had a hysterectomy in April of 1997. So in 6 years, I was up to 230 pounds. So it kind of tells you. And and when I quit smoking, I was 128. Sorry, I'm getting a lot of yuck in my mouth. Let me get a drink of water. We're supposed to be sip, sip, sipping, and I'm not sip, sip, sipping, and I need to sip, 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 right? But at any rate, so that's really, and then after, my weight just ballooned. When I had the surgery, well, when I went to, I had lost a few pounds before I went to the bariatric clinic, but my highest weight was 331. So, yeah, we can say I ballooned. And I never thought I would ever get that big, it was, I guess I was the skinny kid, and I just never thought that I could be overweight. And so when it happened, it was like part of me didn't really accept it until I started having all these orthopedic problems and realized how much my weight was causing all of it. So was I an emotional eater? That's question number 2. And yes, I ate emotionally. I stress. If I got bored, in fact, I'm kind of bored during the summer, and I want to eat more now than I did during the year when I was busy working. Just, boredom, stress, emotions. Yeah, all of it, every bit of it. Um, and I guess I was a stress smoker, so I became a stress eater. I just basically. Question number 3. How long have you been dieting? Well, I actually dieted when I was in college. I didn't weigh maybe 121, 122 pounds, and I was very petite. But my roommates were dieting, and they went on this crazy diet called the water diet. And I went on it with it. And what the water diet is you drink 6 cups of water before you start to eat. Of course, by the time you've drunk 6 cups of water, you don't have any room for food. I lost 10 pounds in 3 days. I decided that was too skinny, and I quit. I went back up to my 120, 121 pounds. Ooh, crazy. What you think when you're that young. I don't think I ever really, after I had Jess, I would have to, diet a little bit, to lose weight, for military weigh-ins and stuff like that. I don't think until I got to be about 38 that I ever really went on a serious diet. Um, and like I said, I lost 30 pounds then, and it was the Richard Simmons diet. Um, and since then, yeah, I've been on a diet, would lose 40, 50 pounds. In fact, one time I even lost almost 100 pounds. Um, and I was really motivated because the doctor told me my heart was enlarged. And my mom and my father both had heart problems. So yeah, I was worried about that. And then I got derailed when my baby brother, who's 13 years younger than me, had a massive coronary and probably should have died. And I don't know, that just messed with my mind. We were living in the CCU waiting room. Um, it was, it just, and I got derailed and I just could never get back. In between that time and that was, he had his heart attack in June 2007. So I guess I started in 2006. I had been pretty successful for like a year and a half, and I had lost almost 100 pounds, and I was looking really, really good. So that was the last time I was in Wonderland. And then really, you know, diet, lose, gain, bring along a few friends, diet, lose, gain, bring on another 10 friends. I've done that for 20 years, I guess. Um, so, am I following any specific diet? And I guess I'm basically trying to keep my carbs down and eat protein. That's what they tell us to do. As far as anything specific, no, not right now. I'm just trying to, keep my but actually I'm working harder to keep my calories up than to keep them down. Tummy doesn't want to eat that much. So I really, it's been easier since I've had a little boredom eating. But I really, I've stuck to really healthy foods and everything. I'm not snacking on, crap food, So, but basically, I try to keep the carbs down. I try to keep under 50 net carbs. But nothing just really specific. If I go over 50 net carbs, I don't get all bent out of shape. I just kind of look at it, but that didn't work so well today, kind of thing. Um, have I cut out any foods completely? I don't eat potatoes. I don't really eat bread. And that's just mostly because they say that it's not really good, but you know, and I guess because I'm trying to stick low carb, I don't eat that. I ate some. I've tried eating some brown rice, and that was good. But then I worried about the carbs, and so I quit eating brown rice. I had I made one meal with brown rice, and of course, when I cook, I make enough for 3 or 4 meals. Uh, so I just basically I've cut out simple carbs, um, basically, and I do eat quinoa because of it has a pretty good protein content, and I really enjoy quinoa. So I'll eat that. That's probably really the only grain I eat very regularly. I do make wraps with the Olay Extreme high fiber wraps. They're 50 calories a piece and have a lot of fiber. So I'll eat those with the. It's not real high in net carbs because of all the fiber in them, and it's got a little. I think it's got like 6 grams of protein. So I will eat wraps made with that particular, and I could eat the flat out wraps too. They're higher in calories, but they've got a lot of carbs, and they have a lot of fiber, so their carbs aren't too much. So if I can't get the Olay Extreme, I could do that. They're just a little bit more. They're a few more calories. It probably might not hurt me to do that. Actually, seeing as I got scolded at my 6th month for not eating enough calories. I never thought I would ever hear that I didn't eat enough calories, ever. That was not anything I ever imagined, at least not in the last 20 years. Uh, gee, they're nearly 30, really, because I quit smoking in 1990. So, yeah, nearly 30 years. I, I need to be I need to be better at mathing, I guess. Um, and have you had success in losing weight? Yeah, in the past, yeah, repeatedly. Um, just didn't maintain it. I've lost 40 and 50 pounds at a time, but, actually, if I were truthful, when my doctor looked at me and said, Lynn, if you don't lose weight, you're not going to be able to get up out of your chair, because I was there seeing him about another orthopedic complaint. And he said, I think you need weight loss surgery. And I had explored weight loss surgery, but to be honest with you, when my insurance wouldn't pay for weight loss surgery, I was not disappointed at all. And I really, when my doctor said weight loss surgery to me, I was hoping my insurance still didn't pay for it, because I really didn't want to have to consider it, But if the doctor says it, you really do need to, to consider it. And I've got a good doctor, so he doesn't watch my videos, so I can praise him. I don't want him to get too big a head. But at any rate, unfortunately, obviously, my insurance did cover it. So, another sip, 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 sip. Do you follow a workout plan? Basically, just walking right now. I've got an appointment with pain management folks on the 25th of this month, and I'm going to talk to them about adding strength training. I'm kind of leery because of my back, but I'm hoping that they'll say, if I strengthen my core and my back and my leg muscles, that will help with the issues I have. Um, and so if they do, then I will probably join a local gym. They don't have a swimming pool, unfortunately. Nobody in this area. I would have to go to Hattiesburg or Jackson to find a fitness center with a pool that did water aerobics, which would be ideal for me, but it's too far to go. I got to work for a living. Uh, um, what are some of my so actually walking? I don't think I finished that question. Walking right now. Hiking a little bit because that Legion Lake walk that I talked about in my update video is pretty much a hike. Uh, it's pretty hilly and it's a pretty rigorous walk. And the last time I went, I walked 6 miles, so it's pretty amazing. Uh, and to be honest, I cried Monday because I couldn't believe that I had walked 6 miles in one stint. I mean, I I just never dreamed I would ever be able to do that again. There's just this journey has been more emotional than I thought it would be. Um, what are my what are my favorite diets? Well, I like I really just like whole food, healthy diets. Practically every time that I have tried to lose weight, it's been on Weight Watchers because I feel like they promote healthy eating. I've just never been a fan of other than the water diet. Yeah, I did that. But, I think when I lost the weight pre quitting smoking, it was Richard Simmons, and basically it was Weight Watchers in a card deck, basically. So I did do that. I think that every other time that I've really done it, I've either done Weight Watchers in meetings or Weight Watchers online, um, just because it's a healthier diet and a healthier way to look at food. Um, in fact, I'm actually thinking about joining Weight Watchers, not so much because, I mean, I need to lose weight, and I sat there, I have an app that'll mimic the Weight Watcher app, at least when it was Smart Points without the freestyle. And I ate 12 whole points in the day. I would be required to eat 23 points. So, ain't that just a fine kettle of fish? I wasn't eating as much when I figured it out, but I figure if I got up to 15 points right now, I'd be doing real good. Um, Maybe I should try to figure that out again. Um, that's a thought. But at any rate, Weight Watchers pretty much because that's really what I've done, and I like to try to do it the healthy way. And that's what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to eat in a healthy manner. Cutting out the sugary foods and the not so healthy foods. Um, no simple carbs. Definitely no bread. Um, I just seems to be the safest. Oh my gosh, it's 23 minutes already. I need to hurry up. Um, how much weight do I want to lose? Um, I've lost 143 now. I think I figured if I got down to my goal weight, which is 130, which may not be realistic, I don't know, we'll find out. Um, I would need to lose another 57 pounds. Whether I can get down that low, I don't know. That would put me comfortably at a healthy BMI, by 23-ish, I think. And, but, I also realized that I'm not a spring chicken and I might not be able to go because the weight says 70 to 85% of your excess weight. And I really haven't figured out where they figure you're supposed to be for your excess weight. So, but if I could get down to 150, I would be happy. But we'll see. I'm kind of a play it by ear kind of girl. So, um, 57 or 37. We'll see. Um, do I feel like I was addicted to food? Yeah, I was. Sweets mostly. I could eat a bag of Reese's peanut, those little mini peanut butter cups. Love the white chocolate ones. Twizzlers. I mean, I could eat ice cream and I binge ate. And I actually would say that I probably had an eating disorder, but I never had it diagnosed. And oh, I was telling you why I was going to join Weight Watchers, and I got sidetracked. Let me go back to that. That happens when you're my age. You get sidetracked. But at any rate, I've thought about going back to Weight Watchers for the moral support. They've got a lot of good advice, and I think, if I was with people that were, trying to lose weight also, that it would help. Right now, the support group that I'm in only meets once a month, and it doesn't meet during the summer, which would be easier for me. So it's hard to get there after working all day, and you have to drive an hour to get there. So I don't know. It's just hard. There's not a whole lot of counseling services available in my area. And particularly, there is no one with any experience at counseling somebody with, that's got an eating disorder or has problems with food addiction. So I thought maybe something like that would help me. But at any rate, back to was I addicted to food? Yeah, very definitely. Am I comfortable in my body right now? More so. I would still like to lose some more weight. I got the flappy arms, and I don't know that I really want to have plastic surgery. I'm 66. It's not a necessary surgery. I keep my hands down like this so nobody sees it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that I care. It's in a way that loose skin is kind of a badge of honor when you think about it. I have come from 331 pounds. I've lost 143 pounds in a little more than a year. I mean, that kind of says, look what you've done, you know? So I'm kind of trying to look at it like that other than the flappiness of it. So, uh, I don't know. I'm basically more comfortable in my body. I've got a ways to go before I feel like I'm really comfortable in my body. I want to get down to at least 150. Like I said, I would really rather get down to 130. Um, but and to be honest, if I quit losing weight now, I'm basically comfortable. I just would like to be more comfortable. Um, and I feel a lot better about myself, and I feel a lot more confident, and I'm more comfortable being me than I was. you know, and I think some of it is the mental stuff. I would go to a buffet and you watch people that are about this big around, and my granddaughter does it. I mean, she's 5 foot, almost 5'9", and she weighs 120 pounds, so she's a skinny mini. And she'll load her plate up, and she can eat it all. But I always figured if I loaded my plate up, somebody would sit there and say, doesn't she know that's why she's so big? Mind games, and I still have those. And so I would like to get down to the point where I know nobody is looking at me and saying, well, if she just push herself away from that plate, she wouldn't be so darn big. I'd like to get to that point, where I don't have to wonder what people are thinking about me, or at least not that aspect. And so that's really basically it. Now I'm supposed to tag some more people. So I am going to tag Lisa, who started the last tag I was tagged in, from Mini Me in Tennessee. I would like to tag Tammy from Less of Me, VSG. Ruthie from Mystery Guest VSG. Oh, Mystery Guest 1948. I would love to know what 1948, why that number, because I know she wasn't born in 1948 because she'd be older than me. She should tell me that in her video. But at any rate, Mr. Guest VSG, Mr. Guest 1948, or Ruthie. And then Lisa Pickens from Lisa Pickens DS Journey. I figure that might take her mind off her dislocated hip. And while she's recovering from it, she needs to be resting her hip. And I also thought it would be interesting coming at it from the point of view of somebody that's had the duodenal switch. Well, I forgot. So does Mystery Guest. So we've got one gastric bypass, one VSG, and 2 DSs. So I thought, those might have some different perspectives than, other folks. Well, I actually had the gastric bypass too, so what am I saying? But at any rate, I love all of you. Be blessed. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, it's down there. It says subscribe. Hit the like button. And I'm sorry, this one was really long, but it was kind of a rambly topic. So we'll blame Diva D for this. At any rate, love y'all. Bye.